Today we're just going to explore point-slope form more, and we're going to look at it with slope-intercept form. So really quickly, let's talk about slope-intercept form. So right over here, I want you to write real small, slope-intercept. What is slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. Okay, and then over here, what is point-slope form? Does anybody have it memorized? Y minus y1 equals m, the slope, open parentheses, x minus x1. So in slope point form, you are plugging in the coordinate for y1, the coordinate for x1, and the slope. For slope-intercept form, you're plugging in the slope and the intercept. Do y'all see the difference? Okay, can you rearrange equations to be like each other? Yes. So I can take this equation and I can rearrange it to be slope-intercept form. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to look at. The first example says, write the equation of the line that passes through the points right here in slope-intercept form. So which form are they wanting us to look like? Y equals mx plus b. Can I do that in stat if I have 2 points? So we're going to go write an equation for these 2 points in slope-intercept form. So y'all go to stat, edit, clear out your list. Why aren't we all doing this? I'm going to put in 3 for x and 5 for x. And when x is 3, y is 4. And then when x is 5, y is 8. Now where do I go? Stat, arrow over to calc, option 4, and hit enter until it gives it to you. Now we're going to write this equation in slope-intercept form because that's what it asked for right here. Write it in slope-intercept form. Okay, so let's write it. Let's just write it right here. Y equals 2x minus 2. Okay, this right here is my what? This right here is my slope. And this right here, and I'm going to highlight the sign with it because it gives it its value. This is the y-intercept. Now it wants us to take those points and write it in point-slope form. So that's this equation. So which one of those points do y'all want to use? 3 and 4? Okay, so we're going to do y minus, what is the y value? 4 equals m. What's the m? We set it up here. 2. Open parentheses, x minus, what's the x value? 3. Now, what it wants you to do is take this equation and rearrange it to rewrite it in slope-intercept form. What should it have to look like? This one. It's got to look like y equals 2x minus 2 because we've already solved it in stat, yes? So we're going to take this equation and we are going to rearrange it to look like this. So I want y'all to rewrite this equation right here. Don't write too big because we're going to go do some rearranging. So y minus 4 equals 2, open parentheses, x minus 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve for y. And we want it to say y equals mx plus b, yes? All right, how can I deal with the parentheses? Distributive property. So I'm going to do 2 times x and 2 times negative 3. So I have y minus 4 equals 2x. What's 2 times negative 3? So minus 6. Are y'all good so far? How am I going to get the y by itself and get rid of a minus 4? So I'm going to do plus 4 on both sides. I am left with y equals 2x, and what is negative 6 plus 4? Negative 2. Did I get the exact same equation that I got up here? So do y'all see that they are the same equations? One is written in slope-intercept form, one is written in slope-point form. If I wrote it with this coordinate and rearranged it, would I still get this if I rearrange it to mx plus b? Yes, because they are the same equation written in different forms. So if I graph this and I graph this, they will be graphed exactly the same because they are the same line. Are y'all good with that? Okay, let's go down here. It says your turn. Write the equation in point-slope form, then rewrite it in slope-intercept form. So they're wanting you to write it in point-slope first. So to write it in point-slope, what do I need? I need an M. I don't need a B. I need an M and a coordinate. They already gave me a coordinate, so how am I going to solve for the M? I could use stat. What else could I do? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Whichever way you want to do it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do y2 minus y1. So 8 minus 2 over negative 6 minus negative 8. What is the slope? 3. Which one of these points do y'all want to use? Y'all want to use this one? All right, so we're going to use negative 6, 8. Remember, it doesn't matter which one you use. All right, so I'm going to first write it in point-slope form because that's what the direction says. It says write the equation in point-slope form. How would I write this equation? Y minus? Ooh, what? Oh, we're using this one. Y minus 8 equals 3, open parentheses. Will it be x minus 6 or x plus 6? X plus 6 because it would be a double negative. There is point slope form. Now what does it want me to do? Rewrite it in slope intercept form. So we're going to take this equation and rearrange it. So rewrite the equation right here. Y minus 8 equals 3, open parentheses, x plus 6. And now we're going to go distribute the 3. So I'm going to do y minus 8 equals, what's 3 times x? 3x. What's 3 times 6? Plus 18. I am now going to add 8 to get rid of the 8. And I'm left with y equals 3x plus, what's 18 plus 8? 26. This is slope intercept form. Now, can I check my answer for slope intercept in stat to see if I got it right? So if I go to stat, edit, and I type in negative 8 and negative, oh, what did I just do? Stat, edit. Negative 8 and negative 6, 2 and 8. Stat calc, option 4. Y equals 3x plus 26. Did I get it right? Yes. All right. Let's do one more. What is the first thing it asks me to do? Write it in point slope. So I need an M and a point. Which one of these points do y'all want to use? 0, 4? Excuse me, 0, 5? All right. To find the slope, 17 minus 5 is 12. 4 minus 0 is 4. What's 12 over 4? 3. All right, so there's my slope. So here's my equation. Y minus the y value, which is 5, equals M, which is 3, x minus 0. So here is point slope form. And now I'm going to rearrange it So I have y minus 5 equals 3x minus 0. So y minus 5 equals 3x, and 3 times 0 is 0, right? How do I get rid of the minus 5? Plus 5, so I have y equals 3x plus 5. Now wait, what if I have used this other point? Let's look at it. My equation would have been y minus 17 equals 3x minus, what is this? 4. So that is also point slope. But if I rearrange this, will I get this exact same answer? Yes?
Does it matter which points we use, like which coordinates?
Nope. That's what I'm about to show you. So if y'all look, do y'all agree these are both point slope? I just used the different point, yes? So I'm going to take the second one I just did. Y'all don't have to write this, but I want y'all to watch. If I rearrange this equation, it's a slope-intercept, I'm going to get this same exact answer. So y'all watch. Y minus 17 equals 3x minus 12, because 3 times 4 is 12, yes? All right? If I get rid of the 17, I add 17, and I'm left with y equals 3x, and negative 12 plus 17 is positive 5. Did I get the exact same slope-intercept for these two slope points? Why? Because they are the same equation. They are the same line if I graph them. Does that make sense to y'all? Okay, so let me get y'all your assignment. Okay, put your name on your assignment. This whole assignment is about point slope form. And I heard some of you accidentally did slope intercept. I will have to count it wrong. So you have to do what it's asking for in the direction. So right at the top, I want you to write the point slope form that's from your star chart. So y minus y1 equals m, open parentheses, x minus x1. So on 1 through 9, it says write an equation, and then it's very specific in point slope form. If you put it in slope intercept, it's wrong. Even though it's the exact same equation, it's asking for it in this form. Does that make sense? All right, go down to 10 through 15. They are giving you the equation in slope point form. I don't care if you rearrange them to slope intercepts and graph that way, because all I'm going to grade is the what? Graph. But if they give it to you in point slope form, it's probably easiest just to identify the slope, which is 3 over 1 in this one, yes? Identify the point. So what is the x value of the coordinate? The opposite of negative 4 is? The opposite of negative 6 is 6. Then you will go graph 4, 6. So I go to 4, 6, which is here. And then I'm going to rise 3 and run 1. Now, I can't go up and right. There's no more room. So instead of going up and right, I'll go down and left. But they're counting by 2s. Right? So every half of a step is actually 1. So I'm going to go down 3, but I'm going to go down half step. So this would be 1, 2, 3, left 1, which would be right here in the middle. Does that make sense? Then I'm going to do it again, down 3, but every half is 1. So 1, 2, 3, left 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, left 1. And what am I going to do with my straight edge? Connect my dots. Do not freehand it. Okay, on number 15, it is in point slope form, but it's a little different. Why do y'all think it looks like this?
Because it's times 0.
Because the x value is 0. So if they wrote it like this, y plus 3 equals 5, open parentheses, x minus 0, isn't that the same as 5x? So the x coordinate of number 15 is 0. And it's not an opposite because 0 doesn't have a positive or a negative value. 0 is always just 0. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, turn the page. I'll let y'all leave off 16, 17, and 18 since we're doing enough on the front. Number 19 through 24 says write an equation of the line shown, but what is it specifying? It says using the, so I cannot count it correct if you use the bottom point because it's specified use the top point. And it wants it in slope point form. Do not put it in slope intercept. Did everybody hear me? If you need to write that right here, it wants it in slope point, I can't spell, form. Okay, go to the bottom. It says write an equation of the line that passes through the given points, and then it specifies using the first point. That means you have to use that first point. If you want to highlight it, it's telling you to use it. And again, it wants it in slope point form. Okay, turn the page. Number 29. It gives you a slope and a point, but I'm going to kind of help y'all on this one just so y'all understand. It's kind of like the one we did the other night. So I'm just going to help y'all get it set up real quick or just understand what it's talking about. So this says from the year 2000 to 2010, the number of 1,000 visits by people to Bryce Canyon National Park increased by 23.9 thousand visits per year. What did they just give you right there? Don't say X. The slope, the M. So the M is 23.9 and then in thousands, which you can leave that off unless you're solving, and then when it's asking, then you would have to put, like if you solve something, you have to put thousands, okay? It says in 2010, there were 1,101.4 thousand visits to the park. They just gave you a coordinate, yes? But 2010 is not the X value, and it's not the Y. It's going to help you get the X value. This is the Y value. If you read part A, it says write an equation that gives the number of 1,000 visits as a function of the number of years since 2000. So what is the X value going to be? 10, because it's 10 years from 2000. So the X value is 10. So there's your coordinate, 10, comma, 1101.4. So they gave you a point and a slope. Part A says write an equation. So you're going to write it in point slope form. Part B, you're going to solve with it. But you're not going to plug 2005 in for X. What would you plug in for X? 5, because it's 5 years since 2000. Does that make sense? Okay. On 30, this one's just like the one that we did on the notes yesterday. You're going to explain if it can be modeled using a linear relationship. How do you know? If the slopes are all so you're going to have to test the slope out here, here, and here. If the slopes are the same, yes, it can be modeled by a linear equation. If it's not the same, no, it can't. Okay? Then it says if it is, write an equation in point slope form or slope intercept form. So you can do it either way. Then it wants you to solve with your equation. Okay? And then there's a question on the back you can mark off. We don't have to do it. All right. You may start.